The Tigers headed to the nation's capital. Tiger Basketball Report, brought to you by the Green Turtle, starts now. Welcome to another edition of the Tigers Basketball Report. I'm your host, Spiro Morekas, along with the head coach of the Tigers, Pat Skerry. And Coach, we are in the Green Turtle today. Happy holidays to you.
Same to you, my friend.
I know you're going to buy me a nice eggnog after the show's over, aren't you?
Sure.
Anyway, the Tigers headed down to D.C. this past weekend to play in the Holiday Hoop Fest. I know one of the reasons you wanted to play this tournament was because it's the same building that's going to host the CAA tournament, gives your players a chance to play a couple of games and get used to the environment.
Yeah, I thought it was good to get in the building. It's a really good venue. I think it'll be an exciting CAA tournament down there, and we get a chance to play two really good basketball teams. Split the weekend. Some good, some not so good. Probably a little bit more good than bad. I feel like it's a couple more games that battle tested us heading into conference play.
You open up against Liberty, and I'm sure when you saw the schedule and this is who you were going to play in the tournament, you didn't expect them to be one of the only 4 undefeated teams left in the country. But the Flames, not only are they undefeated, but they're probably the best defensive team in the country.
Yeah, now they're one of 3 unbeatens. And,
right.
Actually, we knew we were going to play them pretty early. I was okay with that. We're trying to schedule as aggressively as possible. Pretty good first half, and about 30 minutes of good basketball, and then I don't think they're really good. And we hurt ourselves a little bit at the foul line, and we rebounded pretty well for the game, but we had a couple inopportune ones and missed a couple layups, and they certainly make you pay. It's a great credit to Richie McKay and his team because they only play 7, but they're experienced. They do play great defense. They don't turn it over, and they seem to make timely three-point shots, especially. They made a big one. Their best player, we did a good job. I only had 3 points, but he made a big one when the game was kind of still in the balance at the end of the shot clock.
And you mentioned at the end of the game that you thought that you had defended the 3 well, and they made the shots even though they were defended well.
Yeah, I mean, they're really high percentage three-point shooters. I think for the game, our percentage was pretty good from there guarding them. But I mean, like I told our players after, I mean, they won 29 games and a game in the tournament last year, and they got 4 out of those 5 starters back for a reason. They're a good club, and so we had some good things that we did. I thought Jason Gibson played really well for us. He got to the rim, he scored the ball, and that was encouraging.
Then day 2, you take on Tulane, a team that was 8-3 coming into your ball game. So another team that had played really well under first-year coach Ron Hunter. They're a completely different Tulane team than you played last year because he's brought in a bunch of transfers and they had a couple guys sitting out. This was a game where you won in overtime, a game that it looked like you were going to win in regulation, but they came storming back. One big difference between the game on Friday and the game on Saturday, Alan Betran, 6 turnovers on Friday, 0 on Saturday, and he played a very good game for you on Saturday afternoon.
I did tell him I had him for 1 when I watched the tape, the first play of the game. But he had a really good second half, I thought, for us. Tulane's talented. Ron does a good job. They really shot it. We wanted to force them to shoot threes because they're such a good driving team. And I actually told the guys, like, going to the game, if they can make threes, they're going to win. Let's force them to shoot them. All of a sudden, get to the half, they already made 9 of them. I said, here's the good thing, though. They just shot 56%, and we're up 1. So let's kind of stay the course. Lot of guys, we made foul shots. I thought Fobbs was outstanding, not just making foul shots and shooting. His defense was great. He rebounded the ball. Nick Timberlake played his best game in a Tiger uniform, which was really good to see because he's been working hard and coming off the injuries. I think he wants it so badly. I think he was pressing, and then to see the ball go in the basket. We went 4 guards in the overtime, and I thought that really helped us. And our rebounding was great. Dennis and a bunch of the guys. We out-rebounded by 16. That's a big number.
And then, you showed the ability to come back and win the day after a loss like that. That's got to help you come tournament time, that your team knows they can't afford a loss the first game, but they know that they can come back in a short turnaround and win a ball game.
Yeah, I think that, we talked about having energy. I thought our guys did that down in Charleston against a good St. Joe's team when we had kind of given one away the day before, 2 days before against Buffalo. So, this group, like I said, wants to be good. It's a pretty resilient bunch. And our hope is that we've, like I told you, battle tested them enough that we've experienced a lot of tough situations heading into conference play, so we have something to draw on.
And conference play starts on Saturday. Tune in later on this week when the coach and I will discuss the Tigers' first 2 CAA games of the year when they host Northeastern and Hofstra at CQ Arena. So for the head coach of the Tigers, Pat Skerry, I'm Spiro Morekas. We wish you all a Merry Christmas. And thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Tiger Basketball Report, brought to you by the Green Turtle. We are live here at the Green Turtle. And as always, go Tigers.